Youth unemployment in Toronto is at its worst level in decades outside of the pandemic. Teens and young adults are lining up at job fairs, sending out hundreds of applications, and still getting nothing back. A new report says that discrimination and systemic barriers are playing a major role. Nathan Bhavan joins me to break it down. Hi, Nathan.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. So, what's the number one barrier that young people in Toronto are facing that is keeping them from getting jobs?
Yeah, so a new report out by the Toronto Youth Cabinet and the Neighborhood Community Services Group surveyed over 7,000 youth across Toronto, and the most common barrier they named was discrimination. So that includes discrimination against race, age, gender, language skills, and even where they live. Nearly 60% of those who were surveyed said they felt judged or excluded before they even had a chance to speak during an interview. One person said, quote, "It feels like people have already decided who I am before I even say a word," end quote. And those are qualified candidates. They aren't being passed over because they lack credentials. It's just about perception and bias.
So, is it just discrimination, or are there other logistical reasons or barriers that are keeping young people struggling?
Yeah, so discrimination is a huge part of it, but there are other barriers too. About three-quarters of the youth surveyed said things like a lack of reliable transportation, caregiving responsibilities, or juggling school made it a lot harder to get a job for them. A lot of them also talked about the experience trap. You need to get it experience, but you can't get hired without it. One 18-year-old I spoke with, Maria, tried for months to find work to help support her family, and she eventually got a job, but she had to quit because the schedule just didn't work with her final year of high school. So this issue is not just bias, it's also a system that doesn't work for young people trying to get their start.
So, what happens next? Is the city doing anything to fix this?
Yeah, so Toronto has pledged to create 10,000 youth jobs by next summer as part of its 10-year economic plan, but advocates say that that's just the beginning. The report calls for wraparound supports like mental health services, free transportation, and access to work clothing. They also want more entry level jobs so young people with no experience can start building real skills. And there's a bigger point here. This is not just about jobs. One of the report's authors said it best: a good job gives a young person hope, and without that, the risk of violence and instability goes up.
Mhm.
So if you give someone a solid job, they're a lot less likely to end up in crisis.
That makes sense. Thank you for explaining that to us, Nathan.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
That's all we have for now, but you can read our full coverage on this at thestar.com and subscribe to support us if you're able to. Thank you for watching.